Welcome to the LaQ video series. Today we are going googly with STEM. I'm your host, Lisa Dick, and honestly, I had trouble narrowing down to just 3 items to cover today, but I think that you'll really enjoy it. So let's get started. As I said, my name is Lisa Dick and my contact information is shown here on the screen. I work in the College of Education at Louisiana Tech, but I spent over 20 years as an educator in Webster Parish, as well as more recently, an education consultant with AXI Education Solutions. Now tonight we will be using hashtag LAEdChat and hashtag LaQ for any type of Twitter conversations, and we'd like to keep those going along even if you're watching this 7 days from now or whenever. But in order for us to distinguish between which video it is that you are watching, if you could also include hashtag GooglySTEM. Okay, are you ready to get started? Here is an overview. We're going to take a look at HyperDocs, making an app, and the Science Journal. And then at the end, no, I could not narrow it down all the way to just 3. I have to share with you a free curriculum. So each one of these sections will have a just kind of like, well, what is it? How can I use it? Where can I get information? And then we're going to pause. And during the pause, you'll have something to think about and you can go back and apply what we've covered. The first up is HyperDocs. So HyperDocs basically are just digital lessons, and I know that it has the word doc in there, but honestly, you can use your Google Docs, Google Slides, or even Google Drawings to create these. And some people will talk about them as like a digital worksheet. It's honestly way more, but it can turn into just a digital worksheet if it is not designed correctly. So let's take a look at an actual Google Doc. So if you will type in this bit.ly, that link is going to take you to copying Hour of Code Makey HyperDoc. So when you select make a copy, if you're already logged into your Google account, it will simply make a copy for you. Otherwise, you will receive a window where it will ask you to actually log into your Google account. Now, since this is a copy, you are not editing anyone else's. You are strictly looking at your own document. Hence, up here at the top, it says copy of, and you can change it to anything that you would like. A thing that is awesome about HyperDocs is there's so many samples and templates that you can use and then tweak for yourself. So this one is for an energy unit, so maybe it is for 3rd or 4th grade, what have you. And I'm going to scroll down so you go into what is energy, introducing the makey, and this section is the learn section. So each one of these is going to go to maybe a website, to a video, and that sort of thing, and they're going to learn about each one of these. The next section is the explore section. And this is where they get to actually practice using the makey. You will notice at the bottom that this HyperDoc was remixed by me, but one of the fun things is, look at all these other people that have remixed the original that was created. So the 3rd page actually allows them to print out their Hour of Code certificate, a virtual tour of the Hoover Dam, and all sorts of things. So this gives you an idea of a HyperDoc, and you simply click anywhere on the document and you can start changing it right away. So basically, it is a document that you're able to edit and change into something related to your current lesson or unit. But it's much more engaging than a worksheet because you mix in virtual tours, you might have questions and then applications that's here in the physical world, not even in the digital world, or maybe it is in the digital world. So there's a lot of different examples, and that brings us to the next part, which is where can I find more? So this is absolutely the best site to find HyperDocs, and there are a lot of them. So I'm going to just quickly show you where to get the templates. And I'm now at hyperdocs.co, and if you mouse over resources, you can go to samples and templates. And if I just simply click on samples, you will notice that it is divided up by subject. Now this is the cool part. I'm going to grab math. Voila! Look at all these HyperDocs that have already been made. You'll notice there's everything from high school to 5th grade, algebra. It just goes on, and these are all documents that you can open up, have a copy of them, and tweak them for yourself. Okay, are you ready for your own turn? So now we're going to pause. You're going to take just a second to search and share one STEM-infused activity using a HyperDoc that you might want to use in your classroom this next school year. So go ahead and pause the video and check out our first section of resources with HyperDocs. Are you finished exploring? Okay, don't forget to share on Twitter using the hashtags below so that we can see what you found. You know we're better together, so let's go on to our next section. We are now to making an app. Now, have you ever thought about using Google to make an app? Google Slides can be utilized to create an app-like experience. Have you ever even thought of that? I wouldn't have either, but don't worry, I'm going to share where I found that information. You can use this with a lot of different STEM-infused lessons and units. So let's go ahead and get started. To get started, we are simply going to select New, Google Slide. And before we start building our slides, we're going to make a couple of little changes. So you'll notice at the top left there is a file. So we are going to go to File, and Page Setup. From the drop-down, if you will select Custom, and then change it to 8 by 11.5. Don't worry, all of these steps are on the resource that I will share. You will notice that the slide has now changed and it resembles more the size of maybe a phone. So we're simply going to go in here and create a title. So I'll just call it My App. And then of course we love to have different fonts. So we'll just grab a fun one here. And then I'm going to insert an image and I'm going to search the web just to make it quick and easy. For this, I'm going to do maybe a rocket icon because one of my favorite units was the rocket unit. So I'm going to pick, oh gosh, it's so hard to pick. So I'm going to just grab this one. And then we'll want to shrink the size of it because we'll want several other items on here. So I'll repeat this again until I have about, let's say, 5 icons. Okay, so as you can see, I just repeated that step over and over, adding different icons. Also at the bottom, I added a little house, and I like to use some type of home button on every page so that they can always get back to this page. So that's actually going to be the first one that I'm going to copy on each slide. To insert slides, you just simply click Slide, New Slide, and make as many pages as you would like. And now I'm going to select my little house and copy and paste it on each page. Now, one cute idea that I have done for a few different projects is actually having maybe 5 or 4 different icons going across the bottom. You can make this look as realistic as you would like. Then let's say that maybe the first section is going to have a message from the teacher. And the second one is going to be about the rocket itself. Maybe the materials they're going to need to build their rocket. And you keep repeating this for each slide. Then we just need to attach a link so that this icon knows where to go when you click on it. So I'm selecting the icon, insert, link, and you'll notice it has slides in this presentation. I typically don't use next and last unless there's a purpose for it. So I'm going to select slide 2, and you can even name these. Then on the next one, I select it, insert link, and this time it's slide 3. And then for my home, I'll go and do each of those real quick. Insert link. I want it to go to the first slide. And then I'll do the same for this one. You'll notice when I put this in present mode, when I place my cursor over anything that has a link, I have a little hand that appears, and if it doesn't have a link, I still have my cursor. So we're going to test out the rocket, and it does indeed go to the right place, and we'll test out going back home, just so that we know that it works. And that's all there is to it. It's that simple. Of course, yours will look much better than this, but once you have it built and you get the link information, you can save that link on the home screen of your phone, and it will literally look like an app. When you click on it, it will open up that home screen, and then you can select the different icons according to where you want to move. Can you believe that you haven't thought about that before? I know that I was shocked whenever I saw the tweet go out. I believe it was during ISTE. And this is the gentleman that I received the information from, and he has an entire step-by-step blog post that will lead you through the entire process, including saving the app to your phone. So it is that time again where you get to pause. So which lesson or unit do you currently teach that you could easily integrate a STEM app such as this one into it? Don't forget about using the hashtags, and go ahead and pause the video now. Go back and explore what we just looked at. Okay, did you decide a lesson or unit? Maybe you even found some STEM apps that were already created using Google Slides. Well, we would love to hear from you, so don't forget to send out a few tweets using the hashtags below. So we are going to continue, and this time we're going to take a look at Science Journal. Now, Science Journal, if you've seen it previously, don't place judgment. Go ahead and take a look at it again. So what in the world is Science Journal? I'm so glad you asked. So it's basically an app that transforms your device to document different science experiments. It includes being able to actually collect data, take photos, add notes, and it honestly is limited only by what you have available, what type of sensors and things you have included inside your phone. In fact, I didn't even realize what all was built into my phone until this particular app. So this one is a little bit easier just to show you a very short clip of the app in action.
Our physical world is full of wonder. It's a constant source of thought-provoking questions. And it offers us observable and measurable information to help understand and answer these questions. Light, sound, and motion all contain answers to how the world around us works. And Google's Science Journal allows you to observe, measure, record, and document this information, all from your phone. Gather and document science experiments from the world around you using sensors already in your phone. Graph your data, record your experiments, and organize your questions and ideas. The answers in your pocket with Science Journal.
How cool was that? Now, when we take a look at this next slide, think about how much it would cost for you to buy each one of these sensors. And these are available according to your phone or your device. So this is where you can find out more. It works on most Chromebooks and different Android and Apple iOS devices. So go ahead and pause, maybe download the app and see what you come up with yourself. And then don't forget to go ahead and send out a tweet, use our hashtags, and we can't wait to hear from you. Are you ready to keep going? Well, as promised, I wasn't able to narrow it down to just 3. So now we're going to take a look at a free curriculum. Yes, totally free, offered by Google. So the curriculum is called CS First by Google. It is totally free, and who better to actually be the resource for this curriculum than Spencer Kuiper himself. He is the 2019 Louisiana Teacher of the Year. You can reach him at 2019 LATOY, and he has firsthand experience with integrating this curriculum in his classroom, and he would love to hear from you. And that's a wrap for this video in the LaQ video series. Don't forget to use the hashtag so we can keep this conversation going. Free to contact me anytime. Here's my contact information again, and I hope you have thoroughly enjoyed just a little bit of time of going googly with STEM.